There are those who wake up every day to be offended. They are waiting for an offense. They are waiting for somebody to say something, to do something, to look at them in some type of way so they can feel as if they were slighted, so they can talk about it for the rest of the day. There are those who have been given over to the spirit of offense, and everywhere they go and everything they do is based upon one mission, one goal only, like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. But the mission is very possible. Oh, this mission is very possible. And that mission is this. The mission is to be offended as hell. I am looking for somebody to do something to get me triggered. Now, it's probably not you, right? You listen, this is probably somebody you know, maybe a cousin or an uncle, auntie, or a bestie or something like that. It's obviously not you. So this message that I'm saying is not going to offend you because you're not the one. So we can talk straight here. Okay? We have created a culture that teaches people, trains people to become offended. We have created what we now call the woke culture, right? Which blames every injustice in the world on everything else. The reason why our lives are the way that they are, the reason why my life is not where I wanted to be is because of the white man. Or, actually, that's usually the man that's pointed to. It's always the white man, right? Some white man out there. In my head, when I think of like a white man, it's like Will Ferrell. And I'm like, it kind of cracks me up. Because I'm like, oh, the white man, Mr. Business. Oh, my God. What a terrifying prospect. God forbid that man, or the systems of oppression, systems of injustice, the systems of inequality, of inequity, of all the other ins and outs and all that sort of stuff. There is something out there that I am ready to plug into that is the cause for my misery. I'm ready to be offended. I walk out the door and I'm ready for somebody to just glance my way. Racism. Look, I'm going to be real with y'all. I used to be the dude who would walk down the street and somebody would maybe be crossing the street or something and they were a far distance or whatever, and maybe they glanced over at me. The immediate thought in my head, racism. They saw a black man walking down the street and they crossed to the other side. And I remember one time I was so damn embarrassed because this happened in my old neighborhood. And I'm looking at this dude, and I'm just like, this is disgusting. And mind you, he was another brown individual, right? A different kind of brown, I guess, because he came from somewhere else. And I'm looking at him just like, damn, racism. And he's just walking across the street, bah, bah, bah. And I'm like, wow, that is so disgusting. And then all of a sudden, he walks over to the door. And I'm like, okay, wow. He must really be racist because he went all the way to those people's door just to try to save himself from dangerous black man, right? And then all of a sudden, he opened the door. And I'm like, okay. Now he's taking this one a little too far. And then he walks into the house and then he closes the door behind him. And that was the moment I realized that I was the problem. That was the moment I accepted that I was the problem. I was the problem. That man was literally crossing the street to go into his own house after his mid-evening walk. And it was one of the first times when I was like, damn, bruh, really? Okay. And I started to really observe. And mind you, I realized I was doing a few things. One of them was I would, if I did see somebody who was, let's say, old white lady or old Indian lady or whatever, it's like, oh, I would cross the street. Not because I was afraid of them, but because I was like already assuming, oh, they're going to be afraid, so let me get out the way. I know it's like being apologetic, walking through life apologetically black. But no, I was creating these narratives in my head. A lot of them just wanted to smile at me and, good morning, or just mind their business and go up on. But there was this constant, it was like a parasite that was taking over, that would think for me. And that's what we're dealing with when we have individuals who are simply offended off of everything. You might have family members who they just ready for you to say something and they're going to pop off. Some folks, you just look at them in a certain way. You looking at? Hell you looking at? You know what I mean? They're ready to square up. I remember, dude, he was ready to fight me. Like, you know what I mean? He was threatening my life because I looked his direction. Like, excuse me, I got eyes to see. And I'm really looking through you because I'm trying to see what's on the other side. But you're taking up a lot of bandwidth. You're taking up a lot of space, brother. You're taking up a lot of... Some people get offended that you don't look at them. Oh, can you believe that? Didn't even... You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. With offended people, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Simple as that. You try to look around them like this. Oh, see, he can't even pay me no attention. He doesn't even, you look right at him. Oh, so you want a problem with me. You look at me. Oh, you're a racist. You don't look at me. You must be a racist. You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. And I promise you, this is the mentality that is honest. It's keeping people broke, busted, and disgusted. It's the mentality that is keeping our people from moving forward. And when I say our people, I'm talking about all people, not just skin folk, because not all skin folk are kin folk. I'm talking about the ones who genuinely have a desire to evolve. God forbid we evolve. We actually outgrow the ways in which we have been living thus far. God forbid that we actually step into a level of conscious awareness. God forbid we take personal accountability and responsibility for our own lives. Those are my kinfolk. And there are individuals who are stuck and really want to move forward. But there is an aspect of that victimhood mentality, of that spirit that is still within you. There are remnants of that offense. And when you allow that to perpetuate, it grows. You feed it. It's like any other aspect of yourself. If you feed the good habits will compound. They will multiply. If you feed the unproductive habits, those habits will multiply. They will compound. This is nature. This is how this thing works. And so if you are continuously going through life, again, maybe not you, the person next to you, right? If you're perpetually going through life, offended as hell, looking to take offense, first of all, you will always find something to be offended about. So that's the facts, right? There's always going to be something to offend you. If you're looking for it, you're going to find it, right? There's a scripture that says what? If you're looking for trouble, it will find you. If you're looking for good, you will find it. So think about that. When you look for good, you'll find it. But when you look for trouble, it's going to come to you because trouble is always looking for somebody to connect itself to. When you're looking for offense, it's going to find you continuously. You will continue to be a magnet to those situations. And then you will just perpetuate the same cycle. And it is bondage. It is a prison in itself. You become a slave to your own offense. Do not take offense is not a moral thing. It's not a thing of morality. Instead, it's a thing of personal freedom and autonomy. When you move through life offended, you are literally it's like a ball and chain connected to your leg. And you're dragging this damn boulder behind you all day long. There's always a heavy burden on you. But when you free yourself from that offense, you free yourself from that. Oh, does that mean that people are just going to get away with what they get away? What did they get away with? What did they get away with? What are they really getting away with? Their own ignorance, their own stupidity, their own fears, their own, projection of what they believe themselves to be, which is oftentimes worthless and undeservedness. That's what I can do without that. I can do without that. I can do without engaging it and without entertaining it. Simple as that. But I will not go through life looking for offense. Only fence I'm looking for is the one around the house. That's going to keep your busted, broke, dusted, and disgusted ass up out of here. I'm playing. I'm taking it too far. Or am I?
Fell in love in the night. I used to be afraid of the dark. A place unknown like a heart in their heart. I used to see my life in the bar. Now the kids unchained, every shackle is lost. 2 steps in the moonlight. 2 step in the daytime. You just know when it feel right. You got a feeling the time's not. See you through those shades that I just threw on. Through my lenses, you just can't do no wrong. I fell in love with myself again. I fell in love with myself. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 3, 6, 5, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up. You know them constellations.